Hello, dear friends. I'm Alder Santos, and welcome to our channel, Baseball Legends. Few players in the history of Major League Baseball have inspired as much admiration, curiosity, and respect as Eric Davis. Gifted with a rare combination of power, speed, and grace, he seemed destined to become one of the greatest of all time. From his earliest days with the Cincinnati Reds, Davis showed signs that he wasn't just another talented player. He was something special, a game changer, capable of shifting momentum with a powerful swing or a lightning-fast dash around the bases. But behind the natural talent was a determined warrior who would face battles far greater than anything on the field. Throughout his journey, Eric Davis was not only a gifted athlete, but also a symbol of perseverance. He endured countless injuries, intense physical pain, and still refused to back down. His most dramatic moment came in 1997 while playing for the Orioles when he received a devastating diagnosis: colon cancer. For many, that would have been the end of the road. But for Davis, it was just another challenge to face with courage. Even while undergoing treatment, he returned to the field that same year and delivered emotional, standout performances that moved the entire baseball world. His fight became a beacon of inspiration and humanity in the sport. Watch this video until the end and let us know in the comments which moment of Eric Davis's career moved you the most. Was it his incredible 1987 season, his home run in the 1990 World Series, or his inspiring comeback after beating cancer? We want to hear your thoughts. This video is more than just a retrospective of a great player's career. It's a deep dive into the story of a man who refused to be defined by adversity. We'll relive the moments of glory, the records shattered, the nearly insurmountable obstacles, and most importantly, how Eric Davis used his platform not only to play elite-level baseball, but also to touch lives. Get ready to discover a true giant of the diamond, whose greatest strength may not have shown up in the stats, but lives on forever in the hearts of fans. Eric Davis was born on May 29, 1962, in Los Angeles, California, and from an early age he displayed athletic abilities that set him apart from the other kids. Growing up in South Los Angeles, an area known both for its social challenges and rich sports culture, Davis quickly stood out for his speed, reflexes, and coordination. At John C. Fremont High School, he wasn't just a baseball star. He also shined on the basketball court, where he was known for spectacular dunks and impressive vertical leap, despite a relatively lean frame. Many experts at the time believed he could have gone pro in basketball if he had chosen that path, but it was in baseball where Eric Davis truly found his place to shine. Playing both shortstop and outfield in high school, he caught scouts' attention with his aggressive style, natural speed on the bases, and easy power at the plate. It was clear Davis wasn't your average athlete. He combined physical explosiveness with sharp game instincts, a rare and coveted mix in professional sports. Even without attending college, his raw talent was so undeniable that Major League Baseball teams were eager to bet on his future. In 1980, the Cincinnati Reds selected Eric Davis in the 8th round of the amateur draft, kicking off a journey that would make him one of the most charismatic and electrifying figures in baseball during the 1980s and 90s. Davis's arrival in the Reds minor league system marked the beginning of a period of growth and adjustment. Though his natural talent was unquestionable, he needed to polish his mechanics, refine his swing timing, and get used to the demanding pace of professional baseball. Even so, his impact was immediate. He stole bases regularly, made acrobatic plays in the outfield, and began to show flashes of his powerful bat. Coaches and executives quickly realized they were dealing with a special player, someone who could become a star if he stayed healthy and kept evolving. His rise through the Reds' development ranks was swift and his name soon became a source of excitement for fans and local media. What made Eric Davis even more fascinating was the energy he brought to the game, a spark that lifted teammates and thrilled fans. Coming from a city known for producing exceptional athletes, Davis carried with him the competitive spirit of Los Angeles, combined with a natural elegance on the field. His path to the draft revealed not only his talent, but also his resilience, focus, and dedication, qualities that would define a career marked by soaring highs and intense challenges. His promising sports beginnings in Los Angeles were more than just a launchpad for his career. They were a preview of the impact he'd make on baseball history. Eric Davis's rise with the Cincinnati Reds in the mid-1980s was as electrifying as it was rare in Major League Baseball. After securing a spot as a regular, Davis quickly captured the attention of fans and analysts across the league with a playing style that merged two traits not often found in one athlete: elite base-stealing speed and raw power at the plate. He wasn't just fast, nor just strong. He was both, a true athletic phenomenon. His ability to turn walks or simple singles into stolen base opportunities made him a nightmare for opposing pitchers. At the same time, his effortless power and graceful swing solidified his reputation as a constant threat. In 1986, Eric Davis made MLB history by becoming the first player ever to hit 20 home runs and steal 80 bases in a single season. This stunning achievement not only highlighted his versatility as a player, but also set a new standard for offensive outfielders. That year, Davis played in 132 games, hit 27 home runs, stole 80 bases, and posted a .277 batting average, numbers that defied baseball convention. He wasn't a typical slugger, nor a traditional top-of-the-order speedster. He was both, reinventing the role of the center fielder and challenging expectations of what a single player could accomplish on the field. That lethal combination of attributes earned Davis comparisons to legends of the past, like Willie Mays, and sparked speculation about just how high his ceiling could truly be. Davis's impact was immediate and visceral. He could shift the momentum of games simply by getting on base, disrupt entire defenses, and energize fans with violently struck balls that exploded off his bat. Defensively, he was a spectacle in his own right, boasting lightning-quick reflexes, extraordinary range, and a strong arm. Davis made center field plays that drew applause and admiration. He was the kind of athlete who could win games in multiple ways, making him even more valuable to a team like the Reds, who were searching to regain relevance in the National League. The year 1987 only confirmed what everyone already knew. Eric Davis was a rising superstar. In just 129 games, he launched an incredible 37 home runs, stole 50 bases, and finished the season with a .593 slugging percentage, one of the best in the league. These numbers not only placed him among the top MVP candidates, but also proved his offensive efficiency even with limited appearances. For many, he was the most exciting player in baseball at the time. Every time he stepped on the field, there was an expectation that something extraordinary might happen, whether it was a 450-foot home run, an aggressive dash around the bases, or a breathtaking defensive play in the outfield, with Davis leading the offense. The Cincinnati Reds began rebuilding their identity as a competitive and dangerous team. He became the face of a new generation, someone who represented the franchise's potential to return to its former glory. The city of Cincinnati, with its rich baseball tradition, passionately embraced Davis, and he responded with performances that quickly made him one of the city's biggest sports icons. His charisma, combined with his overwhelming impact on the field, made him a standout even beyond the diamond, a transcendent athlete who drew national media attention and became a symbol of both athletic excellence and pure entertainment. Even with his meteoric success, Eric Davis remained humble and focused. He understood that the spotlight came with responsibility, and he naturally stepped into a leadership role in the Reds clubhouse. His commitment to the game, work ethic, and passion for competition served as an example for younger players and earned the admiration of veteran teammates. Eric Davis's meteoric rise wasn't just about jaw-dropping stats. It was the emergence of a generational talent who redefined what it meant to be a complete Major League Baseball player. And although more challenges lay ahead, the brilliance of those unforgettable years with the Reds remains one of the franchise's high points. The 1987 season marked the pinnacle of Eric Davis's career, a true showcase of athletic excellence that solidified him as one of the most complete and dominant players of the decade. Even though he played just 129 games due to injuries and the physical toll of his intense playing style, Davis still put up numbers that looked like something out of a video game. 37 home runs, 50 stolen bases, 100 RBIs, and a .991 OPS. He not only led the Reds' offense with his rare blend of power and speed, but also struck fear into opponents every time he stepped onto the field. His performance captured national attention and placed him squarely in the MVP conversation, despite not playing a full season in an era filled with big names like Barry Bonds, Jose Canseco, Darryl Strawberry, and Rickey Henderson. Eric Davis stood out as the modern prototype of a superstar. While many players specialized, some focused on power, others on speed, Davis was the perfect hybrid. With a quick and explosive swing, he launched balls into the stands just as easily as he stole bases. Pitchers didn't know how to handle him. If they walked him, he became an immediate threat on the base paths. If they pitched to him, they risked watching the ball sail out of the park. His ability to impact the game in multiple ways made him one of the most valuable assets in baseball, but Davis's brilliance in 1987 wasn't just about numbers. There was an intangible element to his game, an aura of anticipation and excitement he brought with him. Every at-bat, every stolen base, every play in center field had the potential to turn into a highlight. He embodied energy, aggression, and instinct, playing with an intensity that inspired teammates and electrified fans. Cincinnati, a baseball-loving city, embraced Davis as its new hero, not just as the future of the franchise, but as a figure who could rival the biggest names in MLB. The 1987 season became a landmark, not only for its statistical achievements, but for how it redefined the standard of excellence for an outfielder. Although he didn't win the MVP award, Eric Davis emerged from the 1987 season with the status of a legend in the making. He proved it was possible to combine athletic grace with offensive ferocity in one body, and his campaign is still remembered as one of the most complete ever by a position player. What made him even more special was the sense that he had only scratched the surface of his true potential. If he could stay healthy, many believed he could eventually join the ranks of the all-time greats. And even with the challenges that would come in the following years, nothing could take away from the brilliance of a season in which Eric Davis was, without exaggeration, the most thrilling player in the baseball world. The 1990 World Series was a moment of glory for both the Cincinnati Reds and Eric Davis, whose performance in Game 1 set the tone for one of the biggest upsets in baseball history. Facing the powerhouse Oakland Athletics, overwhelming favorites, with a roster full of stars like Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, and Rickey Henderson, the Reds didn't flinch, and Davis led the charge from the start. In Game 1, at Oakland Coliseum, he crushed a home run off pitcher Dave Stewart, giving Cincinnati a symbolic and emotional edge that would shape the rest of the series. That home run wasn't just a scoring play. It was a statement that the Reds weren't just there to compete, but to win. Davis continued contributing with his defense in center field and maintained his presence as a key hitter in the lineup, even as the series became defined by strong team performances from Cincinnati. But what truly made his role legendary was the physical sacrifice he made for the team. In Game 4, during a spectacular diving attempt to catch a fly ball in the outfield. Davis suffered a serious kidney laceration, a life-threatening injury that required emergency surgery and nearly ended his career. Even though he was taken out of the series, his courage and commitment on that play cemented his status as the team's emotional leader. He didn't just set the example. He literally put his body on the line for the team's success. The Reds' 4-0 sweep over the Athletics remains one of the most shocking and inspiring World Series outcomes in MLB history, and Eric Davis was a central figure in that triumph. His willingness to play with full intensity, even at personal risk, left an indelible mark in the memories of fans and elevated his status from local hero to baseball legend. The 1990 World Series not only secured the championship for the Reds, but also immortalized Davis as a symbol of bravery, sacrifice, and unshakable commitment to his team. Even while injured, he helped carry his team to the top, and for that, his contribution will never be forgotten. Eric Davis's career was constantly tested by a series of severe injuries that threatened to derail his trajectory at multiple points. Still, he kept returning to the field, demonstrating admirable resilience. Chronic back and leg issues, especially recurring muscle and ligament injuries, limited his ability to maintain consistent stretches of play, which made it difficult for him to reach his full potential during certain seasons. Every time he seemed ready to regain his rhythm and shine once again, a new physical setback would arise, requiring weeks or even months of recovery. Yet his love for baseball always prevailed, and Davis refused to let injuries define him. The most dramatic episode of his career came after the 1990 World Series, when he required surgery to remove a kidney damage during a diving play in the outfield. Many believed that would be the end of his career, given the severity of the injury and the medical risks involved. However, defying both medical and sporting expectations, Davis returned to professional play, proving that his mental toughness was just as remarkable as his physical talent. His comeback was celebrated by teammates, coaches, and fans, who saw in him not only a great athlete, but a symbol of perseverance, courage, and unconditional love for the game. His decision to keep competing even after such adversity became one of the most inspiring narratives in MLB during the 1990s. Despite the frequent forced breaks, Davis never lost his competitive spirit. His attitude, on and off the field, was never one of complaint, but of focus on what could still be achieved. Even when his speed had declined and his body could no longer produce the same explosive athleticism as before, he continued to contribute as a mentor to younger players, while still delivering offensively in key moments. His journey became a symbol of perseverance, reminding the baseball world that greatness isn't measured only by numbers or trophies, but by the ability to fight adversity with dignity and determination. Eric Davis didn't just survive injuries. He faced them head-on and wrote a new chapter in his legendary career with every comeback. In 1997, while already battling a career full of injuries, Eric Davis faced perhaps the greatest and most frightening challenge of his life, a diagnosis of colon cancer. The news shook the baseball world, as he was one of the most respected players in the league, not just for his on-field talent, but for his dignity and competitive spirit. The cancer required surgery and aggressive chemotherapy treatment, putting both his career and his life at immediate risk. Many believed this would be his farewell to the game, but Davis was not ready to end his story on a loss. Despite the side effects of treatment, he remained focused on recovery and determined to return to the field. Against all odds and expectations, Eric Davis returned to action later that same year, playing with remarkable willpower and serving as an example of courage and resilience. Even weakened by treatment, he managed to deliver outstanding performances at the plate, including games where he played a key role in Orioles' victories. His determination, combined with the support of the team and fans, turned his journey into a symbol of hope and endurance. In a sport that demands peak physical performance, Davis showed that the mind and heart can push the body beyond its limits. His mere presence on the field was inspiring, but his tangible success made the comeback even more extraordinary. Davis's battle with cancer resonated far beyond baseball. He became a spokesperson for early detection and began actively supporting health-related causes, using his platform to make a meaningful impact. His example proved that even in the darkest of times, one can hold on to dignity, passion, and hope. For the Orioles, the fans, and his teammates, Eric Davis wasn't just a warrior returning to the game. He was living proof that courage and resilience can redefine what's possible. His story was not just about talent, but about humanity and transformation in the face of adversity. The 1998 season marked a surprising rebirth in Eric Davis's career, just 1 year after his battle with colon cancer. At age 36, when most players are in the twilight of their careers, especially after serious health issues, Davis defied all expectations and delivered one of the most consistent seasons of his career. With a batting average over .300 and 28 home runs, he proved not only that he still had fuel in the tank, but that his natural talent and work ethic remained intact. For the Baltimore Orioles and their fans, that season was more than just a statistical comeback. It was a declaration that the impossible could be conquered through courage, discipline, and love for the game. Davis excelled in clutch moments throughout the season, becoming a steady and reliable presence in the heart of the lineup. His plate approach reflected his years of experience, and his swing remained explosive, making him a legitimate threat to any pitcher. More importantly, his presence in the locker room served as inspiration for his teammates, especially the younger players, who saw in him not just a productive veteran, but a living symbol of resilience. With each home run and each RBI, Davis reminded the world that passion and the will to win can overcome even the most brutal personal challenges. His 1998 performance didn't just solidify his return, it rewrote his story. He was no longer just the explosive star from the Reds of the 1980s, nor only the 1997 symbol of survival. He was now a reborn veteran, still producing at a high level in a career filled with dramatic ups and downs. His offensive output was so impactful that he received votes for the Comeback Player of the Year award, reinforcing the recognition of his unique journey. For the fans, and for Davis himself, that season carried a special meaning, not just because he triumphed on the field, but because he triumphed in life, showing that true greatness lies in rising stronger after every fall cancer could have ended his career. Surgeries might have kept him off the field for good, but Davis never let those moments define who he was. His 1997 comeback, playing amid treatment, is one of the most moving episodes in sports history. And his rebirth season in 1998 was more than a response to doubt. It was a reminder that the soul of a true competitor doesn't fade in the face of hardship, it shines even brighter. Off the field, Eric Davis also left his mark. His involvement in social programs and commitment to the fight against cancer show that he took his influence beyond the game. Eric Davis transcended statistics and established himself as a true symbol of determination and class both on and off the diamond. In a career filled with physical and emotional obstacles, he maintained admirable professionalism, never allowing difficulties to pull him away from his commitment to the sport. His work ethic, combined with the grace with which he conducted his athletic life, made him a role model for players across generations. Davis demonstrated, day after day, that being an elite athlete is about more than numbers. It's also about character, dignity, and respect for the game and everyone around it. That Davis's competitive spirit was contagious. Even in the toughest moments, when many doubted his ability to come back, He showed an unwavering desire to compete and win. That inner fire made him a strong presence in the locker room, especially among younger players who saw him as a natural mentor. Rather than lamenting the pains and setbacks of his career, Davis shared his lessons with humility and empathy, leading by example instead of imposing. He knew that baseball demands resilience more than just talent, and he made that virtue his defining trait. Moreover, his positive attitude in the face of adversity left a lasting legacy. Davis didn't just return to the field after cancer. He did so with lightness, always willing to smile, help, and encourage. His calmness during the hardest battles and gratitude for simply being able to play inspired thousands of fans and teammates. In a sports world often dominated by inflated egos and scandals, Eric Davis was a reminder that true greatness is revealed in the details, in camaraderie, in relentless effort, in respect for roots, and in the ability to turn pain into purpose. Eric Davis's legacy goes far beyond cold statistics. Although he didn't reach the thresholds required for the Hall of Fame, he is widely recognized as one of the most dynamic and thrilling talents of his generation. His explosive combination of strength and speed placed him among the most complete athletes of the 1980s and 1990s, and many experts believe that, were it not for recurring injuries, Davis would have accumulated numbers worthy of the greatest in history. Even so, his mark is remembered most for what moved fans deeply: his ability to fight, fall, and come back stronger every time. Eric Davis became a symbol of resilience in the sports world. Throughout his career, he faced a succession of physical obstacles that would have ended many other athletes' paths. Yet he always found a way to return, overcome his limitations, and keep contributing at a high level. His comeback after a colon cancer diagnosis, still in the middle of the season, is one of the most inspiring episodes in recent baseball history. Few players have so clearly embodied the idea that true greatness lies in the ability to rise again, not just once, but whenever necessary. Beyond his on-field contributions, the respect Davis earned off the field is a fundamental part of his legacy. He is remembered for his quiet leadership, humility in the face of pain, and tireless dedication to the sport he loved so much. For Reds, Orioles, and baseball fans in general, Eric Davis is more than stats. He represents the courage, dignity, and passion that make baseball a reflection of life itself. His story continues to inspire athletes facing adversity and proves that, even without a plaque in Cooperstown, a player can leave an eternal mark in the hearts of those who watched him play. After retiring as a player, Eric Davis channeled his experience and fame to make a difference off the field. Having lived through the harsh reality of a colon cancer diagnosis and faced treatment challenges while still active, Davis became a passionate advocate for disease awareness and prevention. He participated in educational campaigns, shared his story at public events, and collaborated with health organizations to raise awareness about the importance of screenings, especially among athletes and African American communities, where early detection rates remain low. In addition to his health advocacy, Davis dedicated himself to developing young athletes and promoting values like resilience, responsibility, and ethics in sports. He was a constant presence in underserved communities, offering baseball clinics and motivational talks to youth who saw in him a living example of overcoming hardship. Davis understood that his journey, marked by physical and emotional challenges, could inspire those facing obstacles in any part of life. His generosity and dedication earned him respect not only from fans, but also from community leaders and educators who saw him as a positive role model for citizenship and leadership. Within MLB, Davis also left a lasting impact after retirement by serving as a special advisor for the Cincinnati Reds and other franchises. In this role, he worked directly with young players, sharing his vast experience both on and off the field. His sensitivity in dealing with pressure, injuries, and expectations was valued by up-and-coming athletes, who found in Davis not only a technical mentor but also an emotional guide. With empathy, wisdom, and authenticity, Eric Davis proved that his impact on baseball goes beyond numbers and trophies. He remains, to this day, a reference figure when it comes to overcoming adversity, character, and legacy. Eric Davis's journey is one of the most impressive and moving stories in baseball history. He wasn't just a talented athlete with impressive stats. He was a tireless warrior who defied fate and the cruelest adversities a player can face. His combination of speed and power thrilled fans, but what really set him apart was his ability to rise up, to fight every obstacle with courage and dignity. In an era when statistics dominate legacy conversations, Davis proved that true greatness goes far beyond numbers. With every injury, with every grim diagnosis, Davis refused to be defined by the limitations of his body. He faced each challenge as a new opportunity to show his inner strength and his passion for the game. His journey was not a straight line of achievements, but rather a roller coaster marked by painful falls and heroic climbs. And that is precisely what makes Eric Davis such a special figure. His story inspires because it is real, made of pain, overcoming adversity, and true love for baseball. His experience went beyond baseball, touching lives and helping people face their own challenges. The same man who thrilled crowds with his talent came to inspire communities with his example of solidarity, courage, and empathy. He understood that being an idol is more than just hitting home runs. It is also about embracing a role of social responsibility. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you'll be alerted every time new content is posted. Also, don't forget to leave your comment and share it with your friends. Eric Davis never entered the Cooperstown Hall of Fame, but he holds an eternal place in the hearts of those who love baseball with passion and soul. His legacy is not only in the historical records, but in the living memories of every fan who saw him play, fight, and win. His presence on the field was electrifying, his spirit unshakable, and his story is a powerful lesson in resilience. He reminds us that the true hero is the one who gets up even when all seems lost. For all these reasons, Eric Davis will forever be remembered not just as a brilliant player, but as a symbol of human strength. His journey is an invitation to reflect. What defines a great athlete? For many, it's the trophies. For others, it's the records. But for those who understand the soul of the sport, it's stories like Eric Davis's that truly matter. Those that show us that, in the end, winning means never giving up the fight. Until the next journey, dear friends and baseball lovers,